Hey everyone, Economic Ninja here. Want to tell you about something that's breaking, and I have a video to share with you about Trump predicting the end of income tax. Let me adjust this real quick. Sorry, the lighting's a little off. Type 1 if you like GT40s. All right, this is big because I do believe there is some foreshadowing here, and I think it's really important that people understand. Remember the short-term pain for long-term gain comments about the tariffs well before they started coming into effect, and you've seen turbulent times through the stock market and crypto markets, yet they are both doing quite well, actually, considering what's happened with all of the threats, the tweet storms, and all of that kind of stuff. So this is out of X right now, and then I've got a video to share with you. It says Trump told his cabinet that surging tariff revenues, already at a record $195 billion this fiscal year, might eliminate or drastically cut income taxes in the not too distant future. Now, quite frankly, I'm curious what you think. Type yes or no if you agree with this. If there's ever been a president in US history that wants to take credit for something, and especially something as massive as the abolishment of the destruction of the income tax system, type yes or no, it'd be Donald Trump. Now think about that from a perspective of not only a legacy perspective as a US president, but think about it as a boost in the arm for one side of the political spectrum. It's a big deal, right? Now, just so you know, everyone's going to have to file taxes this year, next year, and they're going to be specific types of tax. He's referring to income tax. And I believe that he could keep that promise in the not too distant future, but there's going to be other types of taxes, right? You can't just, like what Ron DeSantis is talking about, eliminating property tax. Do you guys, there's a lot of scuttlebutt online right now about property taxes in Florida. And what people don't really get is they're all cheering it. Yeah, get rid of it, get rid of it. But where's the revenue going to come from to keep building and repairing highways, hiring firefighters and things like that? Where's that revenue coming from? Because it's already an income tax-free state, right? So people, as they cheer this, there's going to be different things that happen that I believe are very important. So let's get back into this story. Oh, and real quick, tonight, students, I'm going to be launching the crypto tax course and the income tax 101 course that I think is going to change the game for every single student I have. The student discount will only be good for about 24 to 36 hours, and then it's over. It's the lowest price ever. Also, if anyone wants to become a student, learn what it's like to actually learn from somebody that's been through it and done that, and learn a lot of lessons around the way and wants you to be successful, links down below, buy any of my courses, and you'll be a part of that student pool that gets that offer for the tax course. Courses, there's two different ones. It says here, Trump also forecasted the largest tax refunds ever next year, with trillions in tariff dollars returning to people as dividends while trimming national debt. While income taxes still dwarf tariffs at 2.7 trillion annually, Trump sees this as a path to economic relief through his import duties policy. Economists question if revenues can scale enough without higher consumer prices or trade issues. I personally think they can, and the reason why is because people get used to things, right? And one of the types of people that get used to things are people that are exporting goods to the US. They're going to have to get used to making less profit, because if they keep raising their prices because of tariffs, American citizens just won't buy from them. That's it. You see, we've been on the worldwide, economic forum, no, bad words are coming into my head, supply line, let's say, and we've been addicted to these cheap goods that show up at Walmart and Target, all right? So it's not us having to deal with the higher prices, even though they are high right now, but at a certain point, people bet with their dollars, they vote with their dollars, they make decisions with their dollars, and they simply stop buying things. So the people wanting to export their goods to us, they're the ones ultimately over a certain period of time that are going to have to take a concession. All right. Now let's get to this video I want to play for you right now. This is Trump talking about this.
Well, get rid of it or just keep it up. And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous that you're not going to have income
Type
tax.
10 if you think this is awesome.
Whether you get rid of it or just keep it around for fun or have it really low, much lower than it is now, but you won't be paying income tax. We've slashed $1 trillion and
So my point being is that I think this would be epic. I think it's totally possible. But it's interesting how he says, you know, you guys can keep it around, keep it for fun, whatever. But in the end, when Trump leaves, if he's right and these tariff revenues are enough to dwarf or compete with the current IRS system, then we will all know, because of government numbers, that the government just wants to destroy us and tax us into oblivion. Now remember, the Boston Tea Party happened over what, a 4% tea tax? People revolted, right? You know, I think people have put up with enough in this country of getting taxed to death. You know, yeah, I'll come out with a point of, I'm going to use California as an example. Type California if you're from California. I grew up there. I don't like the way the government is handled in California, right? And what Newsom did by getting all of the fast food joints to ultimately raise minimum wage to $25 and then also fire a bunch of employees because they can't handle that kind of price increase. What they did, in essence, is create a bunch of new taxable people. You see, prior to that price increase, most people working in fast food didn't pay any tax because they were well below the poverty line and they were making less than $10,000. They weren't getting taxed in California. But after that increase, the people now that are still working and they're paying the getting paid $25, they're actually not making anything extra when you consider all of the taxes they're paying between Fed and state tax. So California, by forcing businesses to raise the minimum wage, they actually got all that money in taxes. And that's what I think is absolutely disgusting. If you can't stand tax, say no more tax down below. If you believe that Trump can pull this off with the tariffs and you think this is going to actually work, do me a favor and type 100 because you never know who's going to watch this video, and you vote with your comments. All right, with that being said, links down below to all the students that are going to get this email tonight. You have between 24 and 36 hours. We haven't figured this out because we want to bring this to the nation because there are a lot of things happening in crypto tax that people don't understand, especially CPAs. And we want to get this information out fast so people save a lot of money and a lot of heartache and headache by doing their taxes wrong when it comes to crypto. And I'm no tax advisor, not a tax professional. I'm just bringing the big guns in on this course. All right, that being said, the Economic Ninja, is out.